Yo,
Yo,
what's the deal, brother? We live. I'm about to pull it up on my TV real quick just so I can keep up with it to make sure it look cool
okay, bet.
while we
Yep,
streaming,
but
but we in the game. What's the deal? And then I'm gonna have it posted on YouTube afterwards too, so even if they couldn't catch it live, I could just
yeah,
send you the link and we can play it back.
oh, that's okay. It'll pause me if I close my screen.
Yep, I think it is. I can still hear you though.
Okay, let me send it to my other phone real quick. I'm about to send this live to you.
All right, yep, we're in the game. Damn, one damn whole room in this mug, ain't it? It's cool though. I think I fuck with that. All right, bet. All right, man. Live, another live episode of Fueled by Craft. Got my brother Coach Russ with me. What's the deal, man?
What's the deal, my boy? What's the deal?
Not too much. Appreciate you for taking some time out your schedule to chop it up with me. Um, you got a lot going on in the basketball world and community locally and I'm saying experience across the world. So I thought it was be pretty appropriate to get up here and talk about some things. Maybe you can motivate some others, and I think it's just a interesting story. Period. Before we start, though, I'm gonna say a quick prayer. That's something I want to start probably doing in the beginning of my episodes. You know what I'm saying? Just to set the tone. God, thank you for allowing me and Russ to wake up today in our right mind. Thank you for allowing us to come together and have a great conversation. Hopefully, this conversation can motivate others, be informative to others, and if not anything else, just entertaining. And in Jesus' name I pray, amen. All
Amen.
right. All right, man. I'm going to just get right into it, man. And for guys who don't know, or you just haven't been paying attention to the title, Russ just completed his first year as a men's basketball coach at our alma mater at Raytown South High School. And just to jump right into it, man, at what point did you realize basketball could be more than something that you play for fun? And more specifically, what made you step into coaching
Man, first off, I want to thank you again for having me on
already?
here, brother. It's a great opportunity for somebody that you went to school with, graduated with, and doing big things in the podcast industry. So,
So appreciate it, brother.
man, once I played AAU with Coach Pat in the Knights, that kind of like got me in my flow. Um, just experiencing and getting more comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
with because during high school freshman year, I really wasn't focused on basketball or nothing like that. Played football, but having fun with it wise, I think having fun, I had more fun with AAU than trying to
Yeah.
chase that high school role, and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So playing AAU, bro, that it was like it wasn't childish, but it was childish because like you'll travel, you'll have fun, but then when it's time to lock in, you know what I'm saying, you're not really locked in. You're like, okay, we finna win. Nah,
100%.
we playing some dogs. You know what I'm saying? So we from Kansas City. So when we go play St. Louis kids and at these tournaments and stuff like that, it hit you. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, it ain't
Sure.
fun no more. Like
For
like you
sure.
gotta really lock in. So um, besides that, like my junior senior year is when I kind of like started trying to take it serious. I was like, okay, I'm pretty good at this. Like I can't have fun with this no more. If this is something I want to do, I'm gonna have to lock in.
For sure.
So that comes around, and then you got that. You got to lock in with a lot of things, man. You got grades, you got basketball, then
Mm-hmm.
you got family. It's all types of stuff you got to lock in with. So
For sure.
I had to sacrifice stuff, bro. So junior
For
and senior
sure.
year really wasn't a good year for me. So that part, man, that having fun part, man, is really what just AAU, really.
And was you thinking about ever like during that time in AAU going through high school, was coaching like ever on your mind at some point, or is that something you kind of more lean towards like later in life these last few
Um,
years?
I want to say I started doing AAU. I actually coached AAU for about was it 8 to 9 months at
Okay.
the end of 23 or the end of
Okay, so a few years
22.
ago. Okay, yeah, yeah.
So I got into the AAU industry of coaching, and I had a coworker that had his own team called Inspired KC, and it was fifth. No, it was seventh and eighth graders. So that kind of like bumped the bumped the knowledge up for me. So
For
when I
sure.
joined that, man, that was like a big opportunity. Like that got me right into like, okay, if I can coach these kids, they'll listen. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and it was just me and him, and we went to tournaments and stuff like that. So, nah, man, coaching wasn't really like on my agenda at all.
Hmm.
It just kind of like after not having those opportunities in basketball, okay, like I want to stick with basketball. I want to be around basketball a lot, bro. So once I did that, that kind of kept me going.
My fault. I'm muting my mic. What you just said kind of is something that is a good segue to another question I had written down. You said one of the things you were wondering were like, are these kids going to listen? Is that something that you think was probably the most challenging part with transitioning to high school basketball, especially dealing with kids that you like? We're already been graduated, so kids who might not be familiar with, you know what I'm saying, your
Right.
basketball background. Do you think it was pretty challenging trying to get kids to understand like I actually know what I'm talking about when it comes to this basketball stuff?
Man, the most challenging part was when I got to Race Out. Once I
Mm-hmm.
got an email back from Coach Reggie Moore, getting that email back from him saying that, hey, we don't have a position open for you, but are you willing to volunteer? And I'm like, a lot of people wouldn't take the volunteer role, because one, it's not full time. Two, you're
Yeah,
not getting paid. So that kind of like set me. I talked to a couple of people. I asked my family, like, hey, should I do this? Should I do this? They're like, yeah, if you want to get your foot in the door,
easy.
what I'm saying, do it. So I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, I did that. And another challenging part is just getting to know more kids, older kids like that. From
yeah,
freshmen to seniors. Like I said, some of the kids I had already knew from AAU are freshmen now, well, they're sophomores now, but they were freshmen. So some of them was on my AAU team, and so once I seen that, I kind of like got out of my little bubble. Like, okay, these kids don't know me yet. They're not gonna know who I am. They're not gonna know my background.
sure.
So I did that, and then once I got comfortable with them, it started to get easy. But I did kind of like sit in the shadows this season. Like, I kind of like during practice, I didn't talk much. I'll
Yeah,
observe. I'll pull one of them one on one. I'll say what I have to say, of course. But my first couple months with them, I really didn't say anything. I just observed, took knowledge from Coach Moore, Coach Keith, and NJ2, and stuff like that. And because they already had the summer with them last year, so I didn't
yeah.
have that much time with them. So I
And
kind
I
of
think that's
waited.
a good move, bro. Like, I think it's
Yeah,
necessary to, not sorry to cut you off, but I do think it's really necessary to sometimes, especially if it's not doing, if it's not overstepping your boundaries to a group of kids that you've never met before, maybe they can look at it as that way. So I'm 100% with you. And that's probably how I would have approached it too, as far as, what I'm saying, sit back, learning. Like you said, you're a volunteer, just getting your foot in the door. Even though you coached with AAU before, this is a whole new group of kids, older kids that what I'm saying, had time to bond with these other coaches. So I can understand how, you might go into it like, let me just sit back, watch, understand, build these bonds genuinely. And then once we get later into the season and as you start coaching in the future, I'm sure it'll only get easier from there.
yeah.
One more question about your first year. Now that hindsight is 2020 and you can look back at your first year as coaching, is there anything new that you learned about yourself personally while coaching? Maybe got more patient. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, became a better problem solver with drawing up plays and things like that.
I want to say I got more vocal. I got more
Nice.
tuned. I wasn't really as a loud coach as people would think I was. I really wasn't a coach that, yeah, I yell at you, but there's a difference. There's a difference of yelling at you for messing up a play, then there's a difference for you messing up in the game.
Sure.
So um, with that, man, it was just like it come and go. I let it come to me naturally. I didn't force coaching. That's what I'm surprised I didn't do. I didn't want to force myself onto kids that didn't really know my background. So um, yeah, man. I mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't hard. It's just like I said. I let it come to me. I just went with the flow.
100%. Is that first year out the way? Is that something that you want to continue to pursue? Like next basketball season, is that something you want to continue? You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure. As many,
Yes,
as
sir.
many, as many times as people ask that, I most definitely will be back next year because the run we went on was an unexpected run. A lot of people didn't think think that we were going to go on that run. So, um, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely gonna keep this a career. Definitely make it a long run career.
Yes, sir. And that's what's up, man. I like you said, I'm not too tapped in with high school basketball, but with following you, I was able to be tapped in just a little bit more, rather that be you posting what school y'all going against.
Right.
I'm checking out live games or whatever. And is the team made up of like, is it more like an older team, younger team, or like what do y'all look like this past year?
Well, we had 6 seniors
Oh, okay.
at the beginning of the season, and then of course academics come in, grades
Yeah.
come in, and so a couple seniors had to deal with that.
Mm.
Excuse me. A couple seniors had to deal with that part. Same thing I had to deal with when I was in high school, so I understood that.
Already.
And then we lost 3 seniors, so we had 3 seniors left, and then we had a couple juniors and a couple freshmen, sophomores. So
That's what's up. So probably a good mixture, a little bit of everything. Some older guys, some younger guys to learn from the older guys.
yeah,
That's
for sure.
what's up. Moving on to, so we talked about your coaching experience that you've had so far, but moving on to like your on court experience, because you also have been pursuing the professional journey as well. I know you've been at that for a little bit now. Um, what were some of your personal experiences with those opportunities that you had when you were able to travel and play in these different combines and play with all these different players?
Man, back in 2021 was my first combine ever. Um,
Okay.
a lot of people, some people knew that, some people didn't. It was kind of low key. It was out in Kansas, out in Olathe,
Mm-hmm.
and man, like seeing seeing different athletes, and meeting different people from different, probably a couple cities that came down to Kansas. Not really many people, but being in that environment, my first combine was like, okay, this is real. Like, this is the start of it,
Yeah.
and either you gonna do it or you not. So I stuck with it, man. And we only had one ref for my first combine, so like that was like, okay, we got one ref. We're not gonna get every call.
Already an obstacle. Yeah.
So my mind is okay. I'm gonna switch my switch. I'm gonna play as many roles as I can, but I'm gonna play my role. You feel me? So like
Mm-hmm.
me playing my role in combines was getting me looks, but at the same time, it wasn't really getting me anything because I felt like it was more of me being selfish. Like, okay, I can take over, I can do this. But when you got people that's pros already in your head saying that, hey, you can go in the combine, you can kill, but coaches are not looking for that.
Yeah.
So like I had that mindset, and then I did that, and then that was it, man. That 2020, 2021 from 23, the whole 2022, I didn't take it serious. That was during COVID,
Okay.
so
Yeah. Yeah. What
nobody really was doing anything.
world was shut down a little bit.
Exactly. So that kind of like put a toll on it. People took a break from it. I took a break from it. So
Yeah.
23 comes around, and it's kind of like still going on, but I'm getting emails from overseas combines. I actually got was it 20, 25? I think it was 25, 24, 25. 24, I got another email, but I didn't see that email to go to
Damn.
Portugal from my first combine. I had got an invite to Portugal from the combine I went to in 21 to come
Mhm.
down there in 2023, but
So
I
they
didn't
reached
see it.
back out to you like years later
Yeah,
and email. Okay.
exactly. They reached back out to me in the email, and I didn't see that email because it was in the spam. I didn't
Okay.
see it until 2020, the end of 2024.
So the combine had already been happened and all that stuff.
Happened in Portugal, already gone, already
Yeah.
happened. So 25 comes around, I get another email, summer leave to go to Vegas.
Okay.
So it's the Euro league to go to Vegas. I'm at work, I'm thinking about it. I'm talking about it every each and every day. I'm working out. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. So boom, I fill out everything. I do it. I call my boy. He's like, yeah, I'm going down there too as well. I'm like, okay, cool. So we do that. Come to find out, it's the same person that ran the same combine in 21 out in Kansas.
Okay.
So I'm already know what's going on. I'm already hipped. I'm like, okay, this
What they
person
looking for and stuff like that.
exactly. This is the same program. I know how they work. I know what's going on. Should I stay or should I leave? So I got
Yeah.
my mom and my grandma with me. I'm like, man, you know what? They came down here with me, so I'm just gonna stick it out because I
Hundred
already
percent.
knew who the person was. I knew how he rocked. I knew what he was about. I'm not gonna say his government or nothing, but
Already.
things happen, bro. So
Yeah.
that happened. I do my combine, summer league or whatnot. Day 4 comes around. It's the last game. We lose, and by that time, it's time to go home. So I'm sitting there. I'm watching my boy play, and the agent comes up to me. She's a lady. Shout out Miss Parker, Agent Parker.
Mhm.
She comes up to me like, "Hey, I like your game. Um, you're a pass first guard. You can shoot. You don't rush anything. Here's my we exchange contacts. We did that. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, in my head, I'm like, dang, like I've never had anybody, approach me. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is cool. You know, now I feel like I'm getting recognized. You know, I instantly go over to my mom. I tell her. She's like, okay, cool. And months go by. I get a call from her. She's like, hey, I got a tryout out in Dallas to go to Thailand.
Mhm.
I'm, I'm instantly on it, instantly. So I'm like, okay, cool. How much is it? When do I need to be down there? Boom, did that. Man, I get to Dallas. Man, it's a whole nother environment. Like I'm
Mhm.
around like people that's been D1. Some of them been in G League. Some is overseas currently now.
So
Like,
separate from your other combine, these are guys who made it a little bit further in the
yeah,
basketball world as far G League, D1 guys.
yep.
So um another question, just kind of listening to you talk and explaining, your experiences with the combine. How mentally tough is it to process like when things don't go as planned, or like how hard is it to stay motivated when results aren't immediate?
Man, it's super tough. You know, when you don't have a lot of people in your corner that don't know basketball, it's major tough. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame anybody for not being in my corner. And honestly, the people that were in my corner, they kept me motivated.
For sure.
So like having people that go to the gym with you every day, having somebody that's around you, you getting them shots, you learning who that person is. I
Yeah.
had that, but I didn't have that until I went to Dallas.
Okay.
So from 21 to the summer league, Vegas combine, I had people, but I didn't really have nobody that's been overseas, that's done this, that's been there, that can give me that knowledge of, okay, this is what you need to prepare for, this is what you need to do.
They
So I
got
had to
real
do,
experience on the jacket with.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to study. I had to do that myself. And for me, not going to college, not really doing anything, it's kind of hard, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
it really is hard. Like a lot of people understand it, but then a lot of people don't. So
For
I'm
sure.
well known for my basketball skills. I've been around pros, players that's overseas, still to this day. So it's good to be a part of somebody else's journey. I'm all for it,
Yeah.
and I'm just currently taking it where God takes me, man.
So it still is on the table. You know what I'm saying? If the opportunity presents itself, that's something you would still be interested in as far as, getting some experience to play pro ball.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I
Okay.
just will have to find a new agent.
Already. For sure.
That's really it, man.
Um, so I would imagine with being ready whenever to play pro ball, you got to stay in shape. Has your experience as a coach changed how you approach your off-season workouts, or do you approach how you train differently now that you know what I'm saying, experience some coaching?
Coaching is kind of different from personal workouts because personal workouts you get one on ones with the player, and then you probably get, like I said, you probably get a couple. You'll take a kid to the side. You'll talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
His attitude might be different from a personal workout. A personal workout is one on ones. Whoever's in the gym with you, you'll get their attitudes, their energy, you know, the sweat, all that. You'll get everything in a
Yeah.
personal workout more than coaching a 10 to 15 kids in one gym. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's tough, man. Like I done seen a couple pros that I've been around. Their one-on-one workouts where they're just frustrated, and they can take it out however. Now, if you're frustrated and like 10 to 15 kids around you as you're coaching, they
Mm-hmm.
can't really express how they want to feel or yell at you because there's other players that they want to set an example for, if that makes sense.
100%.
So, I mean,
100%. Got to stay level.
it's
Um,
it's different, different.
Before we get out of here, I only got about one or two more questions. Um, is there any players or coaches specifically that you wanted to maybe mention that have more recently been there as far as helping you develop and stay ready for coaching and playing pro ball?
Man, I definitely would shout out to Samaj, my boy Samaj.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely
Shout
been
out
there
to him.
since he definitely been there for a while. Been there since I've started.
He's local,
Yeah, he's
Kansas City.
local. Yeah,
That's up.
he graduated from Bishop Miege.
That's what's up.
He played a couple AU. Actually played with Bobo at Bishop Miege. So
Okay.
I
Oh, so
played.
he's like in our class and stuff too.
Yeah, 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 for sure,
Shout
for
out to
sure.
him.
Definitely shout out to my boy Arthur.
Okay.
Definitely shout out. He just recently had his own event, 101 event, up at
Shout out to
University.
him
So shout out to the whole coaching staff for sure.
already. Already.
Definitely my wife, definitely my mother.
Congrats on the engagement too. I know I told you off,
Appreciate you.
but on screen thought I share that as well.
Yeah,
Um,
appreciate
shout out. He said his name was Samaj.
you. Yep.
Shout out Samaj, Arthur, uh, Mrs. Russ, the future wife of Mr. Russ. Appreciate you, bro, for coming on, sharing your experience as far as what you got going on. The story is still going on, so
Yeah,
definitely probably not gonna be the last time we get up here. Maybe this time next year we got a whole nother chapter to talk about.
yeah, for
Um,
sure.
again, appreciate you for coming on, man. Another episode of Fuel by Craft.
All right, brother.
Oh.